2 million behind Kindred, but still second. But this is still exciting, and look at this start.
Always like to see a little bit of skirmishing in the early game, but it shouldn't really amount to much. SBTC, dangerous. They're losing a lot of HP, but that's big Ash W. Palette spotting them all out. Yeah, we can calm down now, guys. We've all greeted each other. We can go back to base, get some HP back, maybe, or maybe not.
Yeah, no, they're just going to keep poking. Palette, not too happy. Can't really reset at this point either.
Yeah, they overplayed their cards a bit. Palette now has to use his early potion. Interested to see Style actually going with a super safe choice of the Comet instead of going for the usual Hail of Blades. So he's definitely going to go for the lethality build, of course, but he's also going to play back a bit in lane, not trade too much in terms of auto attacks into the double attack speed runes on the other side, and just sit back, uses E and Q to poke, and uses Comet to chip down the opponent. So I think a good choice. Levi wants to change the course of the game very early on. Palette has to instantly invest everything.
There's not really any hard CC, so Palette is able to just walk away. Uses his barrier.
Yep.
He has barrier.
Yeah. Barrier is very common for support Ash, because what you do is you run forward and just trade auto attacks, and then you use barrier, and the enemy team can't win. It's just impossible to win against auto attack plus barrier trades. Barrier shortest cooldown summoner in the game as well. So yeah, this is all for laning phase, and it's all gone now. She doesn't have barrier, she doesn't have HP, she doesn't even have a potion left. So this is a horrible start for the side of Ash support. They invested quite a bit of time for Levi to go there, and now DNK can punish.
Yeah, DNK moving in does force Levi away from his chickens. And honestly, that HP trade has not really changed too much in the bot lane, as it's still very dominant here for SE. They have full control.
They do have push, yeah, but Palette can now not really step up aggressively to try and set up Slater with a slow or something. He has to stay back and just use his W. So you can see he's not even trying to use his Hail of Blades, so that's one huge source of power gone. But DNK wants to do this as well. We know everything is about bot lane. It's a Draven game. It's Heimerdinger in the bot lane as well, so a lot of squishy members, and here we come.
Yep, they're coming in Tier 1 as well. They get the TP and they just walk away.
Not bad. Party, forced to TP. Mid lane roam against mid lane roam. No one is in mid lane. Mid lane minions just fighting each other angrily. Right now it's both mid laners chill in bot lane, but early win for SBTC, I'd say.
Oh, but is there going to be a round 2? There is still a flash for DL1. Moving forward, breaks the face. The volley lands. Can we find one more axe? We can! First blood for Slater. Welcome back, mate.
And usually you say First Blood is good on Draven, but it doesn't actually give that much gold. But he actually cashed out for 240 plus 50 extra, plus First Blood, so 400. So that's more than 700 gold, or almost 700 gold for one kill. He's gonna come back with a Sheen, maybe even a completed item. That is a huge game changer. They wanted to play through bot lane. They made it happen. GAM overstepping their welcome in the bot lane, and this is now a dangerous game state.
It certainly is, and DL1 barely even misses anything for himself as he TPs back to mid lane, catches this big wave. Not that he's going to be a carry on this team, he's very much just there to enable Slater, but everything coming up chicken.
And Carrix, is Carty gonna lose to mid lane Sad roaming into bot lane?
Oh, it would be poetic if he did.
I thought the exact same word, just as you said poetic. I was like, yeah, he's gonna say poetic, because it is such a Carty thing to do. He dominated the league on Flash so many times with this stupid mid lane pick. Every time we saw it in 2020, we're like, how does he keep getting away with this champ that can't lane? But yeah, he just kept making it work into DR1, who was the premier laner. Think back to 2020 spring, where he got 37 solo kills, I think. World record
just
back then.
Tristana and Syndra.
Syndra, Tristana. And here we go again.
Oh, flash stand aside. In they come. Good tower to block the cocoon, but it doesn't matter when Style is destroyed. Slater, the secret weapon. 2-0 at 5.5 minutes.
Welcome to the League of Slader! He comes back from the bench and what a performance he's showing! This is dangerous and this is getting out of hand for GAM. They need to find something, they need to staunch the bleeding. This Draven is snowballing out of control.
Look at this play, by the way. Look how confident Slater is. Flash stand aside.
Yeah, and look at DNK, he's completely useless because Zin actually uses his towers really well to block the skill shot. Nice little interaction there. Zin knows how to play against Elise. This is something I want to keep in mind for the next time I see Elise against Heimerdinger, because that looks absolutely unplayable for the Elise, but it doesn't matter, because the bot lane is already putting on the carry pants, and Slater does not want to go for this meek little item that's called Essence Reaver. He wants to go Bloodthirster first item, and he might have it on this recall.
It is...
Yep.
It is literally Bloodthirster at 6.5 minutes. Funnily enough, GAM is still going to get this first Drake. It's just kind of how the resets have worked out. SE does not particularly care about that. There's a very, very minor loss for them. And you have to look at Slater. He has now had a situation where he gets subbed out against Box, and everyone just goes, yeah, fair enough. They're just giving the rookies a run against Box, right? That's how I read it. I think that's how a lot of people read it. But then the rookies stay in. And then they stay in. And now you get to game 3 against GAM, number 1 in team in the league. And they finally let Slater back in. And he's like, I'm securing my spot.
And if this is a pre-planned strategy, this is actually so unbelievably smart from the side of SBTC, because as the enemy team, you have to wonder, why is Slater not in, right? You probably say, he's not performing in scrims, so we don't have to worry about him. But maybe it was actually just a ploy to give them a false sense of security, where Slater is still the better ADC, and you have him in your back pocket, and just put him in for game 3 after winning 1 game and win, boys, and you have the special strategy prepared. Now, still, I have to say, it was not that hard to read. I called it out before he was even there, so Hank, if you didn't see this coming, I'm gonna flame you on Twitter, but this is working out so well for SPTC, and they might be the first team in the league to get a series against GAM, but they still have to perform. It's a big lead, and Slater is untouchable right now. It
would be such an SE thing for them to be the only ones to beat GAM, despite the fact that they aren't looking that amazing themselves.
Lose 0-2 against Flash to then 2-1 GAM. Yep, SE.
You love it. As Levi is down here trying to buy some space for his bot lane, but I don't even know if you win this.
No, you don't.
Slater is 3 men.
Look at Slater's items, look at Styles' item. Nope, you do not win this. No.
Style has 2 swords.
True,
Slater only has 1.
He has more items than Slater right now.
Oh my word. Dia1 in the mid lane, still just farming it up. This Rift Herald will reset. Shelly having a bit of an interesting little jank walk there. But it is just set, farming it up, has the showstopper. Levi will start up this Rift Herald. Is DNK going to contest? Because this will be 2 mostly uncontested objectives for GAM.
Yeah, they're not interested in fighting on the top side, though. They know where their bread is buttered. They know all the powers in the bot lane. And honestly, the more time you can buy for Slater to just farm yeah, look at this. This is instantly traded for plates because they can't 2v2. It's just not possible. Ashe has an ultimate now. Slater has an ultimate now. His stacks count is probably pretty low because he already got 2 kills, but still, that's a Bloodthirster.
At the moment.
Yeah, that can execute a Heimerdinger quite easily. Heimerdinger with something like 600 HP. You hit Ashe arrow, you hit 1 auto attack, you hit 2 axes and an ultimate, he's dead. So, yeah, you have to walk away from the tower. It's a horror show in bot lane.
They even threw out the Varusol just to try and buy them a little bit of time. It did nothing. We use the term snowball quite a lot. You know, it's a pretty standard league term. I don't think it's appropriate. I think this is just a freight train. I don't think there's any stopping Slater.
Yep. At the moment, certainly not. You might be able to stop him a little bit later. So the Bloodthirster, the way the Bloodthirster interacts is, if you get the Bloodthirster at 5 minutes, you cannot die. Realistically, you need 5 people to kill him, because he's too tanky. Look at the shield, he has too much HP, he has too much sustain, you really can't fight him. So the way you play around this is, you just wait, you pray that they overstep, and once he's on 2-3 items, the Bloodthirster is not gonna make him that tanky, so then you might be able to kill him. So right now, GAM is trying to back up their strategy. They wanted to contest bot lane, failed really badly. So now they're just saying, okay, you have to survive in bot lane. I'm sorry you're 30 CS down. I'm sorry you're 4 plates down soon. But there's nothing we can do. We just have to rely on Slater overstepping. He doesn't have clans. We have good engage on him. In teamfights, we still trust on our ability to isolate Slater and kill him. So right now it's just GAM with damage control, trying to scale into the mid game.
And that is much easier said than done.
Oh yeah.
This is damage control, and you've got a band-aid on board the Titanic. Can you patch that one up? If anyone could, it would be GAM, of course. And looking across the map, it is all about this bot lane. Like, the camera could literally just be locked onto Slater, and it would tell the entire story of this game. Because up in the top side, it's a Scion farming alongside a Gnar. In the mid lane, it's just an Orianna and a Set.
I do use the objective to buy a little bit of space for the dragon fight, but of course, fighting dragon is super, super dangerous for GAM. That is a stack Draven, and he holds all the power on the map. This chunk on Dia is good, but he does have TP, so he doesn't have to worry as much. He has to TP to the tower, though. We're not at 14 minutes, so GAM might have a small, small timing window where they can get to two dragons.
They also roam their Scion.
Yeah, and 2 dragons into a snowballing Draven is quite amazing. You're not supposed to win dragon fights when the bot lane is losing this hard, so looks like GAM found a window. This is really nice macro for the side of GAM of a good usage of Rift Herald and Karti, really pushing forward.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
Where did that even come from? Style in so much trouble. Here comes Slater. It's another cash out. 600 gold.
How does he have 600 stacked already again? This champion is so insane, Garrix. Why? Oh
that
my
arrow,
God.
though, from Paulette.
Yeah, beautiful. Ay. Yeah, it's really nicely done. They had no vision on him here. This is just pure prediction. There's no vision whatsoever. Style is very lucky he doesn't get executed there, but then stand aside, Style. Quite literally, stand aside. Go back to base, because Slater has another item ready. Once he goes back to base, you do not want to face him.
This is getting a little bit dirty your way. This is the League of Draven, and Slater is running it.
Yep, look. Keep your eyes on this inventory. Yep, there it is. Okay, how do you ever kill this Draven? Look at his items. Yeah. He has something like 400 lifesteal and a big shield. Yep. No one can kill him right now. And he does a flash as well. There's one tiny little thing that I don't like about this game. Okay, so the heal was great for laning phase, right? And he made use of it. He doesn't have any cleanse effect, though. And he doesn't have a support that can build Mikael. So that is the one hope you can hold on to. He doesn't have a way to remove CC, so if you ever catch Slater, which shouldn't be possible, but if you do, there's a chance you can burst him down.
Maybe.
In 20 minutes. Not right now.
There's a chance. Not right now. Not for a little while. Let's see how the game looks in 20 minutes, as it is... It's just the Slater show. We're not even really talking about anyone else because it's just like fundamentally not that important, not that interesting compared to this absolute menace.
Yeah, so now it's on SBTC to actually advance the game, right? To snowball the game cleanly. GAM does have an opportunity to just do nothing for the next 10 minutes because they did secure the first 2 dragons, so they're not really in need of contesting the next 3 dragons even. That they can just sit back, scale. Ooh, close. That was a death for Karti. Just flying by very closely. But yeah, GAM can just clear waves, can just try to wait for mistakes for SBTC. And SBTC is now the one that have to advance the game state, break some towers, and try to really snowball this home. They do have the damage, they do have the items to do so, but they still need to execute it cleanly.
They do, as they are going to go for a play in the top side, but Kiaya just turns into a train, gets out of there. There should be a lot of tower damage for SE. They're actually just going to trade it for towers in the bottom side. It's got to be said that despite the absolute menace that Slater is, GAM is doing incredible things with their macro.
Yeah, GAM's macro is so much better than any others in the VCS, and we can see this over and over again. Their lane setups, their objective controls, it's just on the next level. Okay, that's a big dive.
Dia1 in so much trouble, just goes down.
Over to Style. Oh no, oh no,
Oh, they've caught on to Cardi. Another axe, one more. There it is, another cash out, 200 gold.
Hey, you traded kills. That's an even trade, right? XD.
No. League of Draven. This should also allow him to get the mid lane tower because Orianna will not be there to clear it out. Kiaya is there. Blaska is back over straight into DNK. Won't be able to stop him getting out of the jungle, I imagine. No, he can't. Mid tower goes down and it's a 5k gold lead now. Let's have a look at this replay of how they got Dia1.
Yeah, and this is still very good macro from GAM, because they know all the gold is on Draven, right? So they can attack the other players. The other players are not that strong, and Carti, yeah, I mean, you flashed in a straight line against Ash Arrow. You deserve to die, Carti. I'm sorry to say that, but you could have flashed to the other side and you would have been safe. So,
300 gold.
Yep, just 320, why not? He already gets so many catch shots. Yeah, the gold stats look healthy. The fun thing about this is, Emper is 1k gold ahead of everyone else. But Slater is 2.5k gold on his own top lane, up on his own top lane. And who's already 1k gold ahead of the next highest? That is the extent to which Draven is balanced.
Oh my word, your way. Oh my word. Slater is just absolutely massive. Props to GAM for managing to avoid him, but now you have a dragon where you can't avoid him. If you want to fight for this, you have to deal with Slater.
Kiaya looks like he can tank a few hits, but that was one auto attack with an axe and 200 damage on Kiaya. He can't withstand that for too long.
In they go. They've got the catch. There it is. Cardi just destroyed. Levi next on the chopping block has to cyclone just to get himself out of there. And that's going to be GAM set running.
And GAM, why are you fighting? You know you can't win. There's no possible way in which you can win this dragon fight. You already have 2 dragons. Just back off. We praised their macro, but this was the first big overstep and unnecessary fight for GAM. Now, finally, some kills transitioned over to the other side. And honestly, Emper...
That 300 damage was one auto attack, by the way.
Yeah, nice. But by the way, Emper is having a great game. He played very defensively on the top side, but he's 1k gold up and found this really good engage here as well. So Emper, in the shadow of Slater being the showman in this game, is actually having an incredible performance against GAM.
Yeah, he's doing very, very well. Honestly, all of SE are playing their role super well. Slater's just finished another item your way.
Ah, well, why not?
He's 3 items before Styles got 1.
It is a horror show. But he doesn't have penetration, so... Once again, if I'm trying to look for openings, that Sion is quite tanky. And he doesn't have pen yet. And he might go IE because he's a greedy Draven player. So potentially in 5-6 minutes, you could maybe fight with Kiaya and Draven's face. But if Slater plays it safely, he should just build an armor penetration item, and then even Kiaya doesn't stand a chance. But let's see where he goes. We have seen some questionable itemization in the last game.
We have. As it looks like a play around the bottom side here, Emper just smacking his head into the tower a little bit. They're trying to set it up for a Rift Herald take. I don't think they did enough damage. Shelly should get her charge off here. Yeah, I don't think they can interrupt that. Ooh, nearly. That is now a low inner tower. They don't actually get it. Slater still just farming up a storm in the mid lane. Style has just converted his bargain bin items into 2 completed items.
Yeah, no mythic to be seen. He's utility Varus in this case, where Serpent's Fang will hopefully actually do quite a bit to cut through all the shielding from Slater. And diminish the incoming shielding, more importantly. Cutting through the shielding, yeah, it's good, but especially if you face Blood Warrior, no, actually the Shield Bow, of course, it's not an on-item. If you face the Shield Bow, the dangerous thing about the Shield Bow is the shield that comes in when you already almost killed him. So if you ever catch him out and then the Shield Bow brings him back to almost full HP, that is now, with Styles itemization into Serpent's Fang, probably not that big of an option. So I like this here. He's not going to be the main carry. he's never going to be the main carry after going 1 and 2 down in the bot lane. So Style realizes his role in this game. He has no ego. He just goes Serpent's Fang. I really like to see that. Good team player.
Yep, good team player. Isn't just saying everyone else has to deal with the Draven. Will actually help out. Ash spotting out more people. Such a powerful part of this supports kit. As SE are kind of just lurking around. Without an objective to force GAM out, they don't actually have an enormous amount of options.
Yeah. They're just waiting for the next opportunity. You can see Enper is starting to push down the bot lane with Trinity Force. He will make very quick work of that tower once he hits it, so I like to see that little shift Enper into the bot lane. He's quite strong as well, and the interesting thing is Enper now opted for Black Cleaver second, which means Draven can kind of forego the penetration for now and just go for IE for even bigger damage spikes, especially on the squishy members. If he hits on 1 IE X auto attack on the likes of Xin, that's probably more than half HP gone.
They're just going to start the Baron. They think better of it, though, as SE was moving to respond. Sorry, GAM was moving to respond, I should say.
Oh, Style. Lost a shield.
Not what you want to see. Did they pull the trigger on an Ash ult? No, not at the moment. Happy just continuing to let Enper be a menace in the side lane, something he is very experienced at doing. Kiaya going back. No, never mind. Gets interrupted. Did have TP regardless, and look, Slater's just on Baron.
I mean, Slater could honestly just solo Baron, as you can see. He's not losing any HP. Ooh, this is dangerous, though.
They're pulling the trigger. 8k health. Kiaya gets cocooned, but he's incredibly tanky. Only really Slater can cut through him. Baron resets. I think this might be a bridge too far from SE. I think they should just back off.
Yeah, as you said earlier, they don't really have anything to do, but they might have just given up the mid tower for no big reason.
And dragon positioning. They haven't reset.
They do have the TP. Look at the TP. Very deep from Dia1 on the other side of the map. GAM has no idea where he is. There's no ward to spot him, so Dia1 is looking for the ultra flank. Can he find the angle?
Dia1 on the way in, flashes over the wall, brings them in. The party gets started with Styles' death. Slater takes him down. Now they're on top of him.
Slater?
Can they
Slater?
finish him off? He's desperately hiding. He goes down. And now GAM can charge forward. They've got the health bar advantage.
No way.
Levi. Kiaya gets one. Enper falls. Triple kill for Levi. And they wipe the chickens off the map.
How do they keep getting away with this? This is insane. No, there's no way GAM can win this team fight. What? Oh my god, Slater just got 1v1 by Levi. How?
I have no words.
Oh my word. Now GAM gets the Baron. They're still behind in gold, but not by much. And this Baron should help them get some objectives on the map too. We have to look at this again. Okay, the engage from Dia1 is beautiful. They get Style, but Style is not the main carry, as we said earlier. Now, all the CC piled on top of Slater. He doesn't have a cleanse effect. He gets to auto-take now, but he's already down to like 200 HP and just doesn't have the damage, doesn't have the sustain to cut through Levi. Surprisingly, he needs a cleanse, I believe, in the next few teamfights. He might have to change his item build to include that QSS to get away there. What has changed? And suddenly the game is super, super close. GAM might steal away yet another victory.
Maybe. We're on the dragon now, though. Slater, despite that death, is still extremely powerful. It's not like he loses items from it. Enper has Meganar ready to go. There's the Varus ult being used. Dia1 ulting Carty. Just holding him up. Enper can't do anything, though. He's just being taken down. DK falls as well. Slater has to do everything, but he has Kiaya in his face. This is a Baron buffed GAM. Oh! Double kill now for the Varus. Good damage going in. Now a Shockwave catches onto the Draven. He's in a 1v3.
Needs to auto attack.
There's anything you can do about it. He has to turn and burn. He goes down and the wheels immediately fell off this wagon. They're skidding into a ditch and GAM is coasting home.
Oh, how are they losing this game? This is the highway robbery. I can't believe GAM is going to win this game. This is so insane. But Slater, once again, crucial itemization mistake. He doesn't have the penetration, and Kiaya can just stand on top of him. Even though he's so far ahead in gold, he can't damage the Scion. He's relying on Enper to cut down the armor, but Enper gets caught, so no one is cutting down the armor for him. And Slater, honestly, just useless in the backline. Look at him. He has barely dealt any damage in this game, and 89 damage on Kiaya on a single auto attack, that's just not enough. We see here Ikati and Xin almost overstab into the Slater, and Slater could have been able to kill Kati, maybe. Crit not quite enough here, but in the end it's just not building armor penetration, not being able to deal with this Scion who just stands on top of his face. And here's IE now, he has 4 items, but it might have been once again a crucial itemization mistake for Slater.
It may well have been. I don't actually think it comes down to Slater's decision making. I think there's been a huge amount of miscommunication out of SE, not just playing peel for him.
True.
This set is going in and ulting onto Cardi. It was a terrible ult in that last fight, and it was an engage ult in the fight before that, when you could just stand on top of Slater and say, whichever one of you dives him, I'm taking you out.
Yeah, and especially if you look at the composition, it's 1.5. Oh, we have an engage for GAM. This is risky. Later.
Yeah, they get the tower though. Dia 1 is the target at the moment. Big haymaker, but not big enough. I just think SE can't stop them now. I think they missed their window. I think there was misplays out of Dia 1, and I don't think they can recover.
See, SBTC still fancying a fight potentially. They're just clearing the wave there to make it a little bit harder to kill this tower. Yeah, they're on the back foot now, and they're limping away. They look so impotent now in this game. There's nothing they can do. Slater, he has so much gold, but he can't cut through the tank, so he really can't step up for the team fights. I don't think it's completely over, but they're certainly not in a good position now.
Yeah, I think it's really hard now to actually bring anything to bear. Slater is a one-man army.
The flank is coming. Enper is very low on Narstex. He needs to get up there.
The catch onto style is there. This might be SE trying to find a miracle. DNK is extremely deep. Needs to be super careful. Levi just hops over the wall. SE can't really catch them.
They tried so hard to find the engage onto the backline, corralling GAM into a position where they could collapse, but it's just not good enough. GAM just sprints away towards their own tower, and now Slater and the team have to defend against mid lane push. So SBTC firmly on the back foot now. Slater is still a huge damage threat. If he ever goes unpunished in a teamfight, 4-item Draven can certainly win a teamfight for you. But the big problem is SBTC's composition is kind of a 1.5 threat composition, right? You have Enper with decent damage, and then it's mostly Slater behind that. Palette doesn't really deal damage, Dia1 doesn't deal any damage, and DNK only with a little bit of burst. So they need to protect Slater, and as you pointed out, I think they need to change their approach to teamfights. They lost to a bad read of teamfights in the last game where they engaged onto a Ryze Veigar composition, and it seems like they just can't get away from engaging. They can't stop themselves from going in, but they need to in this game. They need to protect Slater. He's their crown jewel of their composition. They just need to make him kill everyone.
Yeah, and he's still strong. He's a 4-item Draven. But your way, it's getting harder and harder. This Orianna is able to buy so much space, able to poke him so much range. You have a Scion with a Sunfire and that Juk Show. Levi doing huge amounts of damage. 3-item Wukong. This is so heavily GAM favored in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Palette actually goes Mikael's here. I know Mikael's on Ashe sounds absolutely horrible for the Ashe player, but honestly, for the sake of the composition, it might be necessary, because they really need to give Slater another life in the fight. They need to give him a second wind once he gets stunned, so he can run away and maybe reposition himself. Because the last time he was just perma-knocked up, the bounce house was employed, and he couldn't move in between auto attacks, so I feel like it might be necessary. There is the first armor pen component, but they can't get to the full item before Dragon, which is coming up in 10 seconds. Everything is warded for GAM. SBTC need to find an opening.
Kiaya uses the ult, only just bumps onto Enper, nothing to write home about, but GAM have full control over the river. Levi spotted.
Enper mega now.
Cares. then Penegina. That might be a little bit too early. They don't have a huge window now to engage. Can he find that flash? Nah, into the wall. I don't think he can. Tier 1 in the pit, spotted by that plant, and now with no Meganar, SE are in trouble.
15 seconds on the cooldown on the Meganar, usually on the Narbar, so now GAM needs to move quickly. Enpa can't really do anything. He's kind of useless on the Mininar, and GAM instantly collapses onto the Dragon. The Dragon is going down quickly. Uh-oh.
They're just it down. DNK, he's not close enough. This is just going to go down. This is just going to be Ocean Soul secured. DNK, can you be a miracle worker? No, you can't. It's going to be Levi securing it. Kiaya buying up so much time for the entire team.
Levi!
In goes Levi, the shockwave from Carty. And GAM are here to stay. They are wiping SE off the map. Slater can do nothing. DNK last ball, double kill for Levi. And they will walk up mid. I'm not sure if they can quite end the game. I think they can, though. And 6-0 is GAM.
Yet another masterclass in team fighting. This team has always been amazing in skirmishes, amazing at collapsing, amazing at finding engages. And Levi Wukong, I think he ended the game on something like 7-0. What a performance again. It looked unwinnable after the early game. 6-minute bloodthirst of a Slater. He was incredible. 4-0 in lane. But GAM is the better team. Their team fighting is just immaculate, and they walk away with yet another victory.